Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, Roman Kelly, joined today by my other co-host here, Curtis Phillips, a.k.a. Philly Picks, as we wait for our other co-host, J.R. Anderson, to join up here on the stream in just a few moments. Philly, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to get into. My first day on the show this week, as I was out yesterday for our first show of the week, unfortunately. But we're back. I'm back. I did get my picks out, gave my punches out last night, but I wasn't on the show, but we're back here today. Curtis Phillips, our other co-host, how are you today, sir?
Doing good, Roman. Doing good. How are you doing, man? Glad to have you back on the show.
I'm doing great. Not the greatest night with our punches last night. We do go 2-1 on our official punches. I actually made a mistake. I meant to let you guys know that I was changing up what I was betting. I wasn't going to take Oklahoma, but it was a little bit too late. Oklahoma will count. I did wager it, but I changed what I wanted the official punch to be. But that's all good. We're going to get into our official punches. We're going to get into a whole lot here today on the Ticket Punchers presented by the Big X. We want to get your thoughts in, though, of course, on the Game Day Men's Health text line at 502-414-1450. Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. Philly, we didn't get to chat about the college football playoff matchup. I'm sure you and Matt and JR chatted about it a lot yesterday and what that looked like and how you guys were able to kind of go about that betting as well. I kind of want to keep it discussion-based here today on the show because there's a lot to get into. I kind of wanted to see, before we get into anything, where we both stand, starting with you in college basketball, okay? We only have about 27 minutes here on the show. We got to get straight into it. No time to waste. Philly, we've been betting college basketball this season. We've been taking team totals. We've been taking spreads, something you and I don't like to do all that much, but a lot of the early lines this season in December, especially as teams are still kind of figuring things out, were favorable. Lines starting to get a little bit adjusted more into what we know as the norm, as we do have J.R. Anderson, our other co-host here on the show, joining us right now as well. J.R., glad to have you in.
Hey.
We're currently right now is about to ask Philly. Here's what we're chatting about. I wanted to ask him, keeping it discussion-based today before we get into our punches here tonight. Overall, how are you feeling about the top 25 in college basketball? And out of the top 25, what are some teams that are really, really starting to impress you, whether that's impressing you with their ability to cover their point spreads night in and night out, or just the overall level of play going up against their resume, how they've been able to win games? Philly, we'll start with you. Out of the teams that we've got in the top 10, or you don't have to single this out to the top 25. If there's a team that's 300 in KenPom and they're in some low conference, but they keep winning all their games and covering and playing tough basketball. It may be a team like that. But who's been impressing you the most so far in college basketball, Philly?
Yeah, I'll start off with the team that's actually undefeated and played last night in Miami of Ohio. I think they're 20-0 right now.
Getting 19 or 20-0 after last night.
Yeah, including 3 overtime victories. The Bucks still haven't really caught on to them. They've been underdogs in quite a few games or in pick'em spots, and they just keep on winning. I think they're the last undefeated team now. Maybe
Arizona's still undefeated. They're 20-0.
Yeah, I think them and Arizona are the only undefeated teams left. So it's very surprising. I didn't see a lot of roster changes from that team. So they've really been impressing me. Kansas, as of late, since they got Darren Peterson back, kind of how we expect the Kansas team to be all year coming into the season. They've been impressing me in the Big 12. And this isn't really a team, but just the SEC overall, how competitive it is from top to bottom. There's not really a dominant team in the SEC.
That's surprising.
Yeah,
that's been one of the more surprising things for me this season. Vanderbilt looked like that they were going to be a team that, Vanderbilt undefeated, 16-0 or whatever it was before they lost. Yeah, 16-0. And then a reality check came when they started seeing some of the top teams in the SEC. They lose to Texas on the road. They lose on their home floor to Florida. And then they lose on the road last night to Arkansas. Granted, that's 3 ranked teams, 2 in the top 20, Arkansas the 20th team. That's a tough series of games to play, right? Kind of a bit of a reality check there for Vanderbilt. Florida, a team that's figured it out lately, right? I think that they're getting better after a shaky start for a national championship side that did have a good amount of roster continuity, that does have one of the best front courts in college basketball, and then 2 top-level names in their backcourt. Granted, they were the ones struggling. Florida looking good now, but still not looking like the powerhouse that people said they were going to be coming into the season. JR, what about you? Who's impressed you? Who's kind of maybe been the a team that you didn't expect to see up there that's been shining, or a team that maybe doesn't get a lot of talk that you think is going to start getting a lot of talk the more they win?
Yeah, college basketball.
Out there in Miami of Ohio, though, by the way, Curtis.
Yeah, you stole mine. But St. Louis, man, St. Louis 17-1. It's not a sneaky, but when's the last time we heard of St. Louis, really being on the map? In a long time. We got Dayton, Belmont, Murray State, bunch of teams that are technically ranked in the top 75 in net overall, that are surprising to me, but I think this is just leading more into the NIL money being spread across, and teams are, finding talent all across the nation. And I think this year is probably going to be one of the most exciting March Madnesses that we've had in a very long time. So I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. The parity in the college basketball realm right now, it's similar to what's happening in college football. I mean, look, Indiana just won the national championship in football because of the ability that they've been able to build a roster and the changes that they have and the types of players that they've gotten in just a 2-year span. I mean, look at even a 1-year span. There wasn't 5-star freshmen committing to Indiana this time last year. They've already got a handful of 5-star freshmen already committed to this team going into next season. So winning obviously is a big part of this, but having money to go and get talent that you maybe weren't able to get before, smaller schools being able to go and have different players moving around and getting better and stuff, it's all better for the sport in my eyes. Fellas, the reason I wanted to ask you guys about this is because last night we got to see some teams in action, like Curtis mentioned, Miami of Ohio beating Kent State as underdogs for some reason, winning 107-101. Granted, it was a 1.5-point pick'em, and it did go into overtime. So technically, Vegas was right in their thought on that game being close. But Miami of Ohio, I'm not going to say dominated overtime, but they did. They did. They had the better overall performance in this game. So they've been very, very surprising. Purdue, I've been calling them frauds all season long. I've been saying when they go up against good athleticism and good size on the opposition team, it doesn't even have to be in a contender. If they've got good athleticism defensively, they're beatable. And they get beat last night. Granted, that's a road trip out to LA. Not easy for any school that's over here in this region. We know that. Still, you're supposed to be a contender going up against 13-5 UCLA or 12-6 UCLA. Donovan Dent took him back to the back of the woodshed, fellas. 10 for 18 from the field, 23 points in this one. He also had 13 assists in this one. Donovan Dent was all over the place. Braden Smith, best passer in college basketball, best player since this. They're saying he's like Luka and like LeBron statistically with how much of his presence he makes on the court offensively. 12 points, 5 for 13 from the field, only 4 assists, 4 turnovers as well. Not a great assist-to-turnover ratio there, if you ask me. I'm not saying they got exposed last night, fellas, but I think that, it got shown again last night that Purdue is a team that people, with the right makeup, you can go and play them close and beat them. They've gotten played close a few times this season. USC up at halftime on them in their last game on the road. Granted, that's another California road game. I get it's a 2-trip. It's different time zones. Everything's a little bit different. Still, Iowa played them close. Penn State played them fairly close for Penn State. Washington played them semi-close. They did handle Wisconsin pretty well, which was a good game there. But this is a Purdue side that is not overall overwhelming, like, I think they can go and beat any team on any given night, right? I don't think that Duke's going to win the national championship. I think Duke can go and beat any given team on any given night if it's the right night for them, and Isaiah Evans is hitting some three-point shots. Purdue doesn't give me that feeling. Because if there's a good defender in front of Braden Smith, you limit what he can be as a scorer. And if you can limit Braden Smith, give him an inefficient night, it makes it an inefficient offense for Purdue. And that's what happens when you have a player that has such high usage, and he's a little guy. He's not dunking. He's not getting to the rim at will like a Michael Brown or like a Donovan Dent. He's not. And that got exposed, I think, a little bit last night. Just wanted to kind of mention that. I have to stand on my takes, right? I have bad takes all the time. But when I have a take that I think is a good take or a take that I'm confident in that maybe hasn't unfolded fully yet, as one little step in that unfold process happens, I'm going to put an emphasis on it. Outside of that, though, no other real big upsets. We did mention Vanderbilt losing to Arkansas. I had Arkansas winning that one. Michigan handles Indiana last night. Iowa State handles UCF last night. Florida handles LSU last night. We did have a couple of upsets, though, in the ACC, fellas. ACC coming around a little bit, even with some of these lesser teams. NC State handled Clemson on their home floor. We haven't beat Coach Brownell on his home floor yet. We haven't beat Clemson's coach in Clemson yet. He hasn't won on our home floor yet either. But this is a very, very tough place to play. NC State, this is something we've talked about. This is a team that we thought was going to be pretty prevalent here. What do you guys think of that last night? Philly, JR, if you guys were able to see the stats on that one, what do we think of this ACC right now? There's a few teams that look like they can compete.
Yeah, ACC, it's really up for, Duke's at the top of the helm there, but when you have the middle of the pack teams, I think it's kind of all spread out. NC State is a team, started off in the top 25 and kind of fell off, but we see they still have the talent. They have the coach and Will Wade there. So that is a little surprising. Clemson, we see a lot of times when teams get right in the top 25, they tend to fall off when they play a game that, they're not favored by too much. So that wasn't crazy surprising by me. I really haven't been that impressed with Clemson, even though they have been on a win streak lately. So I'm not too surprised at NC State coming in there and getting the win.
NC State needed that win. JR, what do you think of how the ACC started to look up this season?
Duke is Duke. Outside of that, until we get our squad, back together, Louisville's the only team I've really been watching in the ACC. The boozers are boozing. Duke is duking. I don't think an ACC team will go far in March. Nobody's blown my socks off. I've been paying close attention to Kansas here lately, but of course they're not ACC. I definitely think it'll be, someone on the outside of the ACC that definitely brings home the hardware this year. But, I'm hoping, just for our safety or our sakes that we're healthy, get Michael back and we can make a run ourselves. So I would love to see a Louisville versus Duke, ACC run, but it's not looking that way right now.
Not looking that way. We did get some good news. Michael Brown is back in practice. He stated that he will be practicing this week. Looks like he posted some sort of a TikTok on his spam account of him at practice doing some sort of – it was like on his off reps, he was kind of fooling around with some other guys. I think him posting that is kind of like a bit of like a, hey, just proving I'm at practice kind of a situation. But Hopefully we can get Michael Brown back as soon as possible. Louisville in action this Saturday against Virginia Tech. Yeah. So hopefully we can see him out there for that one. Fellas, I want a quick shift here, though. JR, I want you to talk us through the AFC and NFC championship games this Saturday. It's a massive flip of a switch before we get into looking into our bets for tonight. We know there's no Bo Nix in this matchup against the Patriots on their home field this Sunday at 3. 5.5 point favorites in favor of the Patriots right now. I mean, this line's probably subject to move, right? Or Philly, JR, do you think that this is kind of where it should be? Do you think that they think that ultimately Bo Nix wasn't all that good anyway? He wasn't throwing the ball all that great for the most part anyway, to where there shouldn't be a major discrepancy on what this game was going to look like regardless? Or do you think that they put it at 5.5. They're going to start betting the Patriots. This is going to end up being 6.5 by game time. How do we address a backup quarterback in this spot, JR?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even with Bo Nix, I still think Broncos probably would have been closer to 1.5, maybe 2 points, give or take. But without Bo Nix, I think the Patriots are going to smell blood in the water. We saw the Bills go into the Mile High and compete very well. And if it wasn't for Josh Allen being Josh Allen, turn the ball over 32 times, then, we might have a different matchup here. But the Patriots, I think they have all the weapons and all the tools to get it done. I think Drake May can put the league on notice if he goes in here and gets this done, even with a backup quarterback at the helm. I just, the one thing I will say about backup quarterbacks is Sean Payton's very good at drawing up schemes and drawing up very scripted types of offensive sets for these guys. So like I see the first couple drives going really well, very scripted, but then after that, any mistake that happens, whether it's a fumble, a turnover, I think the wheels can come off the wagon. Then it'll come down to, can the Broncos defense stop the Patriots offense? And I don't see that happening. Josh Allen pretty much gave them the recipe to success, which is play action, run the ball, just pick them apart, and Drake May can very well do that. So I got the Patriots in this one, man, but I do agree with the spread probably widening a little bit more. Just depends on how this week's practice has went. And, the books always have the inside edge. So I kind of pay attention to, where the big money's leaning towards. And I say all the money's going to go straight New England.
Philly, how are you looking at this one with the backup quarterback spot? Stiddy, they've called him. Stidham for the Broncos. Still home team. Got one of the best defenses. Got one of the better home crowds. How do you address betting with a quarterback that's a backup?
Yeah, I agree that this line will go up. A lot of people will most likely be on Patriots spread. So if it jumps up in around that 6.5, 7.5 range, I'll probably hop on the Broncos, honestly. At home, they still have Sean Payton, a coach that's won a few Super Bowls. Even though Stidham hasn't thrown he hasn't been a starter in a few years, I think he can still be manageable. And Patriots, they didn't all impress me in their last game. I feel like if they played any other QB, that they may have been going home as well. They really wasn't capitalizing off the turnovers. Stroud was horrendous, and they really just didn't capitalize off any of those turnovers. Now, granted, they are undefeated on the road, so I do lean Patriots to still win this game. But I think Broncos can keep it close. They did lead the league in sacks, so they're going to be bringing pressure on Drake May. But, yeah, I think with Broncos defense, I think they can keep it within this number, but Patriots ultimately go to the Super Bowl.
I'm thinking maybe like an alt line on a spread for good juice, but to keep it safe, like 3.5. If it stays at 5.5, I think that I probably look into it all at 3.5. I do think this goes up to 6.5, though. I think they moved this line up to 6.5 sometime before Sunday. I think when you look at where these alternate lines kind of sit right now, fellas, there's good juice for a few different lines in favor of the Patriots. Minus 3.5 right now at minus 138, minus 2.5 at minus 205. So if you think they can win by 3, that's minus 205. If they can win by 4, that's minus 130. If you can think they can win by 5 right now, that's at minus 118. So the very even for just 1 point differential for a few of those lines in favor of the Patriots. I will be betting the Patriots. I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to do so yet. I've been really feeling good about the 3.5 points for some reason. I think they can cover that. I think could lead to something weird potentially with that Broncos defense. Maybe they get a couple early stops. Maybe somehow they're able to run the ball better than expected early in this game and get some points up on the board and keep it closer than it should. I do think that ultimately, though, this is a steady thing spot right here, right? A quarterback that maybe he even keeps it manageable at any given moment. We know that he can get blitzed to a degree that leads to a crazy pass that leads to an interception. We know the blitz is coming. That's what happened with Stroud. I think that ultimately Stroud's just not the decision maker he should be. I don't think that he's improved up here in that department as a quarterback in the last 2 years. With that being said, they've had Matt mentioned it in the Mike Rutherford show, 66 pressures or something like that in their last 2 games the Patriots have had. That's the recipe for a backup quarterback in my eyes. Blitz the absolute heck out of him. Every time he throws the ball, he's going to have to throw it within the 2 seconds if he wants to get it out of there without getting knocked down. If you play like that, he's going to throw one of those to you, to the other team. So that's the kind of factor that kind of makes me think that the Patriots could have a chance of maybe making it ugly if they maybe get 2 of those or something like that, and Drake May capitalizes. But like you mentioned, Philly, they had to punt it on 2 of those interceptions, I believe. So from CJ Stroud in that performance. So it'll be interesting to see how this one wraps up. I want to look at the other game though as well, fellas, and kind of see what you're thinking on that one. I've been told this is the true Super Bowl right here. I've been told whichever team wins this game wins the Super Bowl, and that this game will be better than that future game, right? I think it'll definitely be better than the other game Sunday with the Patriots and Broncos. Rams, Seahawks in Seattle. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites. Philly, how are you addressing this one? Do you think the line shifts in this one?
I think it may tick up to 3.5, but both of these games have finished under that number. So I've seen already a lot of people on the Rams side. I do ultimately think the Seahawks win. Charbonnet will be a big loss, though, not having the duo running back out there for Seattle. But that 12-man, I think, is going to be a little bit too much. We saw Stafford in that Rams offense not be the best. Maybe the weather was a big factor last week. But, yeah, I think that 12-man will just be a lot for the Rams to handle. But should be a great game. Both of the games they played this season, like I said, a 2-point win by the Rams and a 1-point win by the Seahawks. So I do think I agree with that statement by you, Roman. Whoever wins this game, I think, does win the bowl. I think Seahawks have the best overall roster in the whole entire NFL. And, yeah, that's how I'm viewing it.
How are you looking at this one, JR? Darnold versus Stafford.
Yeah. I got Rams, man.
Me too.
My favorite line is 3.5. I think when you give McVay this much time to prep for you, and it's a familiar opponent, I think he and Shanahan possess the ability to pick you apart. It's just whether you're healthy and whether you have enough weapons. But looking at last week's Seattle game between them and the 49ers, the 49ers just did not convert. And we're used to Brock Purdy and the Christian McCaffrey connection being a lot more dominant, and it wasn't. Now you have to guard Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Kyron Williams, and they're fully healthy. And you got, Parkinson as the tight end that's emerging and can go for $120 on you and 6 catches in a heartbeat. I think McVay is going to move the ball around. He's going to confuse the Seattle defense, similar to how they were confusing Seattle in the San Fran game, just spreading them out and dipping and dotting. But I got the Rams. My favorite line is the plus 3.5 for Rams. It's right at, I believe, minus 102.
I got it right now at minus 150. They have gone up. Probably some money coming in on that line.
Yeah. When I just selected it, it was not minus 150. That's crazy. But yeah,
I'm also on probably a different book. I know you've been on DraftKings heavily lately. We're on FD right now. We don't love FD, but we get the quick results from FD when we're on the show. So that's what we're looking at. I'm with you, JR.
Yep.
Fellas, call me crazy. Give me New England minus 3.5. Give me Los Angeles Rams plus 3.5 for the 2-leg parlay this Sunday. Those are my early kind of leans on just where I'm seeing these lines. But fellas, I do have to ask you, what are we taking tonight? Curtis, we've got a few more minutes before we get out of here. Walk us through your official punches for tonight.
I'll start off with the NBA. Hawks visiting the Grizzlies. Grizzlies coming off with the out-of-town road trip where they played in London and Berlin. I'm going to take the Hawks team total under 119.5 at minus 108. They've hit this 1 out of 10 games in the month of January. Since the Trae Young trade, they haven't been that great offensively. Still without Porzingis and Zachary Ricochet. And Grizzlies are actually a decent defensive team, 16th in points per game, only allowing around 116, 12th in defensive efficiency. This Hawks team have really been struggling with the absence of Trae Young. So I'm going to take them to not get 120 points tonight. I also like Karl-Anthony Towns over 32.5 points and rebounds at minus 110. He's hit this 9 of the last 10 games versus the Nets. There's nobody on the floor for the Nets that's going to be able to guard him. He's over this also in 3 straight. My only concern with Cat is the foul trouble. He's had 5 fouls in 4 straight games. The game before that, he had 4 fouls. So he's really been getting in foul trouble, which you don't like to see. So hopefully he can eliminate some of that tonight. And then I have one hockey pick, and it's the Mammoth on the puck line, minus 1.5 at plus 145.
Ooh, spicy right there, Philly.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You mentioned it last week, Roman. This Flyers team, we're not fond of this team. Yeah.
Fade the Flyers.
Fade the Flyers, especially coming off a good win the other day, actually, on Martin Luther King Day versus the Golden Knights, a very good team, which was very surprising. But they're 1-6 in their last 7. They've lost by the puck line in all of those games. Mammoth, really good home team. So I think the Mammoth can win by 2 tonight.
I like that, Philly. I like that. JR, talk us through the officials for tonight. Philly, can you send those in the chat for us?
Yep.
Yeah, I got Giannis 30 ball on OKC, plus 142. If you're building a parlay, take Giannis at minus 196. But that is my favorite pick in that game. Jalen Duren, double-double. I'm getting updated odds on this. The book that I was on crashed on me, so I'm pulling his double-double back up just to make sure that this has not moved on me. Let's see. Double. Yeah. Minus 210 as my second parlay piece between the two. And then we're going to go Cade, 2 plus 3s, plus 110.
I like it. Fellas, I got an interesting one for tonight. Bit of a risky one here, as there are a couple of injuries in this one. But Cavs bounce back tonight, even on the road, going up against a Hornets side that has been a little bit better lately offensively. They haven't been good defensively for the most part. I think this Cavs side, even with the issues that they're having, should be able to get back right against this side that shouldn't be able to have anyone that can guard them. I don't think you will have a Garland tonight, I believe. But you've got Jalen Tyson, you've got Jared Allen, you've got Evan Mobley. I've been complaining about this Cavs side. Yes, you'll have Cockbrenner for tonight for the Hornets, which is that interior presence, kind of can make things tougher for some teams. They really are weak without him with their starting big. But give me the Cavs tonight on the money line, straight up to win on the road, going up against this Hornet side. That is going to be a team prop that I've got for tonight. On the player prop side of things, fellas, I kind of there was only a couple of things that I really liked, and the odds on them were huge, if I'm being honest. Jalen Duren, 10-plus rebounds at minus 260. I had that written down, JR. You kind of stole that from me. I think he definitely gets over the 10-point mark in this one. But I look at those teams that don't have that consistent rebounding threat every single night. Pelicans don't have it, right? Other side that doesn't have it, the Grizzlies. And that kind of leads me to Jalen Johnson. Now, the safe play on Jalen is the 8-plus. I'm going to take him for 9-plus. We're going to take the alt over 8.5. Give me Jalen Johnson on the 9.5 at minus 158. I'm sorry. He's had a couple of games over 10 in his last 3, a 16 rebound outing, 11 rebound outing. I think you maybe to play it safe, you take the 8.5 or that's what I'm saying. You take the 8.5 at minus 210, give yourself better juice, pair that up with the 10+ from Duren. So 9 total rebounds for Jalen Johnson, 10 total rebounds for Jalen Duren, and 2 Jalen's right there. Those are going to be my 2 player props for tonight. Only other one I had in this one, fellas, I like the over in the Thunder Bucks game.
Oh, yeah.
At 224.5. I think that's just a little bit low. I'm an under better. I'm religiously, live bets and team bets, but we're going to rock with the over 224.5 in the Thunder Bucks. That's for my last official punch. This is going to wrap us up, though, on the radio side of things. We are going to stay tuned here for a couple of minutes on the YouTube and X side of things and give out our triple punch official play pieces in that one. If you want those, stay tuned. This is going to wrap us up, though, on the Ticket Punchers. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's go punch those tickets. All right, fellas. Let's get those triple punch piece sent out real fast while we can. I don't have mine ready. I got hooked last night on mine. Brandon Podziemski over 11.5. Guess how many he finished with?
11
points.
That's good night.
1 for 8 from 3. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
On a night with no Jimmy, you just had 20-something in your last game. I'm thinking you can't get 12. You can get 12 for me as a starter who gets to kind of shoot whatever he wants when there's no Jimmy in the game. When there's no Steph on the floor, he literally gets to do what he wants, and he still couldn't get to that 12 mark, unfortunately. But I wanted to get our triple punch piece out there for today as well.
Yeah, I'll go Kentucky second half money line, a little juicy at minus 185. With actually the 3-way money line, so they can't have the same number in the second half as Texas. But they've hit the second half money line 8 of the last 9 games. They always start off slow, and in second half, as y'all seen the last 2 games with crazy comebacks.
I like that. That's a sneaky little play right there.
Yeah, I've been trying to hunt a few different. I like a few different things in that. I like Texas team total over. I like the full game over. But yeah, I think second half money line for the parlay piece is a safe bet.
Go ahead, JR.
I don't love anything. Give me a second. I had one, but they closed it out, so it's not available.
I got one a little bit juicy here.
Okay. LaMelo Ball, 22.5 points plus rebounds, minus 113. He's hit this in 9 of the last 10. He missed it the last game, barely. So he's 90% in the last 10. He had 22 exactly. So he's only not covered this line one time. And it was last game by the hook, 0.5. So minus 113. And they're playing Cleveland, who, if they don't have Garland, it'll be him and Donovan going at it all night long. May I have this dance?
And his brother.
Yeah.
I got a weird one, fellas. You guys know how I get down with my unders, right? I am the opposite of a player prop under better. You know, I've been trying to dabble in it more lately. JR opened up some things to me. You find those players fresh off of a semi-serious injury, guys that are starting high usage kind of guys before the injury. Kobe White was scoring 20, 25 points a night. In his last 10, boom, out for 2 weeks. He's not scoring 18.5 points in his first night back, right? Those kinds of lines, trying to find those. Something's happening with Boston right now. I think it's the Anthony Simons kind of coming into his own a little bit, getting more shot attempts, getting fully healthy as well. Derek White has been BSing in his last.
Oh, has he?
In his last handful of games, Philly, it's costed you, I think, once or twice. One thing I watched, though, I paid attention. I looked at some stats. They got him running the actions as the guard more now. He's the primary ball handler to playmake in the last few games more now. I think they're trying to get Jalen Johnson open on the catch more. They're trying to get Anthony Simons open on the catch more. You do this with your Your most secure ball handler, right? Derek White getting by his man, giving those quick little one-hand wraparound passes right back out to Jalen Johnson and Anthony Simons, who attack out and shoot it. You know, he's getting a lot more assists. 18.5 points tonight when he's just 4 points, 7 points, 8 points in his last 3 games, all of which he's having 5+ assists. One of those he had 12. So 5 assists, 12 assists, 5 assists, not getting over 7 points, not getting going over 8 points in those last 3. Playing 36 minutes, 25 minutes in the night that he had 25 minutes when he had 12 assists, 38 minutes, 4 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 steals. He's in the positive plus minus. He's not playing bad. He's shooting bad, and he's not shooting much. I'm rocking with the under 18.5 of my parlay piece, fellas.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, not Jalen Johnson, unless you want to tell us.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, Dirk. Did I say?
You said Jalen Johnson twice. I was like, unless Roman Woj wants to drop a bomb on us. And,
I'm over here. I'm talking about Derek White. I'm messing up completely. I'm talking about Derek White right now.
Yeah. Well, you said Derek White.
I think you meant Brown, but yeah.
You were saying Derek White assisting. You kept saying Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, that's.
We knew what you were saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I kept saying, calling Jalen Brown, Jalen Johnson. Yeah, I messed that one up. Too many Jalen's in one day for me to be talking about. Already taken 2 of them on their props. But give me Derek White on the under 18.5.
Yeah. And then tonight he'll go for 40.
Exactly. With my luck.
Bro.
As soon as you bet against them, that's what they do to you.
Yep.
But yeah, I think tonight will be some really, really good games. Just looking at the slate.
Yeah, I think so, especially in the NBA.
Yeah. They said something about it's rivals week. Like, there's some rivalry games that I didn't even know these teams was rivals. I'm like, since when? Like they had Golden State versus Dallas. I'm like, that's not a rivalry. Unless I'm just missing something. Unless they banking on Dirk Nowitzki years or something. I don't know. Like the Cavs and the Hornets, the Nets and the Knicks. I get that. That's a Northeast matchup. Right. Pacers Celtics as of recent, been a little rivalry, but got Hawks Grizzlies, Pistons Pelicans. That's a weird one. Thunder Bucks. I think that's gonna be a really good game. Something in my soul's telling me that Giannis is gonna have one of them nights, 40 burger. But I really do love them to cover the 11.5. They're at home, so I think they can get the mojo. But I'm not putting any money on it. As soon as I do that, OKC will come out and whop them by 25 in the first half.
Yeah.
Bucks are predicated on Giannis and who can hit shots, and they just are not hitting shots right now. And then last game is Raptors Kings, which I wouldn't put a single dollar in the next 10 years on the Kings.
Oh yeah,
they are abysmal
awful this year, bro.
Yeah, they're abysmal. They need to blow that team up, relocate the team, something. It's just awful, horrendous. All that talent on that. I mean, I take it back. You got Sabonis, which is a big piece missing. But at some point, you just gotta blow it up and rebuild or something. You got rid of DeFox, which I think was a major mistake. You really didn't get much back for him, and you're still in the same position. You fired your coach and traded DeFox, and your team is still trash. It's just not good ball. But what other lines y'all got?
Lockdale.
Jake
for the Grizzlies. Jake Lockdale. His line for 7.5, over 7.5 rebounds isn't a bad spot.
Yeah. Oh, they got Kuzma starting tonight. I like that.
I was gonna come back to my boy Jalen Tyson, over 21.5 points and rebounds.
He's been hooping lately.
He has not let me down. I've taken his points and rebounds, I think, 4 times this year, and he's cashed every time. He's not in the best matchup for points, but for rebounds. So I just stood off. I'm gonna just sit back and watch this one, but that was a big lean of mine. That was in the bet slip, and I was like, let me just chill.
Let me just relax.
But I think that was the only other one I was looking at. I don't really touch spreads, but I mean Raptors, I do lean them to cover versus the Kings.
This is a crazy one. Cam Spencer has exceeded 3.5 assists in 18 of his last 19 games, and it's only minus 140.
Damn.
Going up against Atlanta. I like that one.
Yeah, Spence.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Josh Hart, 3.5 rebounds, minus 3,000.
I was about to say, hold on. No way that's his line.
There's some lines and I'm just like, why do you have this on the book? Like, why is this even available? Like,
I'm on the Josh Hart or under assists 5.5.
Yeah, I took that the other night. He bit me in the butt. Dude had 6 in the first half. I'm like, dude.
Oh, that's when we was on opposite sides.
Yeah.
And he still didn't get my double, so it's crazy.
Yeah, playing like trash. Like,
he had 10 assists, but didn't get the points. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I do like old reliable TJ McConnell, 11.5 points and assists, minus 160. That's a solid piece. Like, he's only not hit this one time. He's 90 percentile. That's another one. If I had to put a hammer on something, I would take Cam Spencer assists, and I would take TJ McConnell points and assists, 11.5. He's projected for 16.1. So I don't know why this line is so crazy.
Yeah,
probably because they're going against Boston, which I'm guessing they're thinking Pritchard or whoever's going to be guarding them, but McConnell's going to get buckets.
I think Celtics give up a lot of assists too to the point guard position too.
Yeah, their help defense is abysmal. Jaylen Brown just makes you not want to play sometimes because it's a black hole right now.
Yeah.
What else?
You like anything in college, Roman?
I'm looking right now.
I don't know if you've looked, JR. I know you're not really college guy.
Took a gander. Let's go straight record. 19.
I want to take Maryland so bad, but I don't think I have it in me.
I like Creighton.
Against
It's gone up.
Is it
I caught Creighton earlier at 4.5 or 5.5.
Yeah, Xavier. Yeah.
I want team props or player props.
Whatever.
Say, give it to me. I
got an interesting one. Give me Virginia Tech on the road to win. Plus 162.
Tech them.
I like Kean Anthony. It's about the only player I like on that team. Actually, I like the other guard for Syracuse. Outside of that, Syracuse, I don't know why they're favored in this game because they won their last matchup against who?
They got Baby Mello, baby.
He's good. I like him. I think he's got a. Oh yeah, they lost to Boston College in overtime, the worst team in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't. That's Boston. They probably rode the bus. They were told to find their own ride to that game. I bet. barely even a road game. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they left the Fred Payne kid who he went off on us too for what that game looked like. He had 26 on them last night. The Avdalas kid, if you're letting Fred Payne have 26, what's Baby Luka gonna do to you?
A lot.
Dirty fuck.
Give me Virginia Tech. I mean, maybe I'll take the spread. This one makes me feel like there's something I don't know.
I love that plus 3.5.
The plus 3.5 in favor of Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make that. I'll go ahead and rock with that.
I like Texas plus 7.5 on the spread.
I lean that way too. Not gonna lie.
ATS Texas 100 percentile. Head to head, they're 100. So they played on February 15th, 2025, 78-82, which of course was a completely different team. But Kentucky is 2-4, which is 33% ATS at home in their last 6 games. 60% of the public money is going towards Texas, and this line is gaining traction. There's big money flooding in on Texas to cover this 8 points. It's minus 114. If you want to juice it, I would probably alt that thing up to, if you're going to parlay it, I'd probably do 9.5, 10, but I'd say like 8.5, 9.5, minus 150. 8.5 is minus 130. Take the extra, but I don't think Texas is going to lose by, close to double digits to UK. UK has these slumps where they just don't got it.
Yeah. I was gonna take Texas originally in the first half, just because,
Yeah.
like I said, Kentucky has been starting off abysmal.
Yeah.
But they pick it up second half, which is why I stayed away. But I mean, I do like Texas to score 72 points. I think their team total was at 71.5. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Typically, I look for lines where the imbalance doesn't drop below 60%. It only dropped below 60% twice, and that was at 5:48 p.m. and 6:03 p.m., which is here recent. So big money's coming in. There was just a better in Vegas that put 1.2 million on this spread, which is
Texas.
causing it to go up. Yeah,
He put what?
1.2 million.
1.2 million on Texas to cover 7.5.
Oh, God,
He's from Texas.
gotta be.
But you can't hold on. 1.2 million.
Fellas, I keep trying to find things I like in college, and I keep doing a little miniature dig on these things, and it's all the road. It's all the road team tonight. I like 3 different, and I just know better betting on kids on the road. Temple should not lose to Rice tonight. Rice is weak. That's another one. There was another one. Liberty, only 1.5 point favorites on the road.
Liberty,
At WKU.
Like WKU's nice.
They're all right. They're not as good as Liberty, though.
They're nice.
Liberty's good.
I guess it's WKU's a hard home team, but yeah, they should not win that game at all.
Yeah. 71% of the spread, or 71% of the money is going towards Liberty on the spread, which is -1.5. So 90 percentile in the last 10.
Yeah, give me Liberty. Give me Liberty. Give me Virginia Tech.
Why it's so close, I do not know.
Because WKU's like
mismatch somewhere.
They're like undefeated at home or something like that.
8-2.
They lost to Kennesaw State at home in their last game.
Yeah.
Before that, though, I think before that they hadn't lost at home. Tulsa beat them at home.
Yeah.
Give me Liberty in that one. 7-0 in conference play. They're not going 7-1 tonight.
Yeah, I'd play it safe and just take the money line because Vegas knows something. That's a weird one. That's one of those very unorthodox ones where the spread.
But why is that percent of money coming in on a pick 'em? That's weird.
Yeah, I think they probably have identified a mismatch somewhere of someone's going to probably demolish somebody, or just based upon positional rankings. I haven't got a chance to dive into it, but that's probably what I would say it's a testament to, or nobody's putting money on it, so it's just even kill.
That's it. That's all I really like.
Yeah.
I can't take Creighton 7.5 on Xavier as much as I think I should.
Yeah. But that's all I got. I'm gonna get off here, get in here and get the baby girl.
All right, fellas, it's gonna wrap us up. Or wait, JR, what was your triple punch?
LaMelo Ball.
22.5 PR.
Yeah, 22.5 points and rebounds, 90 percentile.
UK second half 3-way money line.
Yes, sir.
UK.
And I've got the Derek White under 18.5.
Yeah.
Let's punch it.
Post it on the Twitter page. I'm in route. I'm about to go in here and get baby girl, then head home.
All right, sounds good.
You want it or me, Rome?
You got it pulled up?
I can. I got to log in, but yeah.
I haven't placed a bet yet.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, I can place it real quick and send it to you if you can tweet it.
All right, yeah, that's fine then.
Punch some tickets. I'm out of here.
All right, let's punch those tickets.
All right, Joe.
Was it points and rebounds?
Yep, 22.5 points and rebounds for LaMelo.
Oh, Flip won't give me the UK second half. I can only get first half until the game starts.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, Flip. Okay.
Flip's fucking stupid like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll see you.
I appreciate you. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you all so much for listening.